For me, what I noticed the most was after having my second daughter. So after my firstborn, I kind of just did the same thing. I was like, kept
Mm.
working, kept working, kept working. But with my second, I was like, I really missed out on the first maybe 6 months of my firstborn's life, Daisy's life, because
Yeah.
I was just so gung-ho focused on work. And then I wanted to do things differently this time around. But I think as well, I kind of lost my drive and passion to coach just like nutrition and training. It was kind of like I ticked off what I wanted to do with it, and I felt a pull and a calling almost, I guess you could call it, to go and do something else. It was kind of like this
Mm.
would fulfill me, and I found myself coming into a lot of resistance with the work that I was doing, and I just wasn't feeling congruent, I think, because
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't showing up for people in the coaching aspect how I should be. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore. It's just not
Mm.
filling me and fulfilling my soul. And if I can't support people like wholeheartedly, then I won't do it at all. I'm like
Yeah.
all in or I'm not all in. So I think it was really just after having my second daughter is where I felt the call um,
Mm.
to move. And I always say, like, in life, you always kind of get what you need when you need it. And it was very challenging because for me, I was known as this girl that was the nutrition girl,
Yeah.
the training girl, right? And
Yeah.
that was so much my identity. And I had to let that go. And that was very challenging because
The
it was like,
glamour's on.
who the F am I then if I'm not
Yeah.
this person? And I think people were like, why are you doing this now? Like, that's how they knew me as. And it was
Mm.
almost like I felt stuck in this space because that's what
Mm.
I'd created for myself. And I
Mm.
think what I wanted to show people as well is that you're not limited to doing one thing in life. And I always say
No.
your life purpose is just constantly to evolve. And yeah, I guess that's kind of how I ended up here.
Yeah, awesome. And so, like for you, and I was reading a little bit of stuff on your website, kind of going through, I think from 2017 or 2018, there was some kind of point financially where kind of things weren't flowing, you weren't kind of getting the traction. And then you got to this point where all of a sudden in a month, you kind of brought in, 50,000 in like revenue from like just ebooks, residually. Like, what shifted your mindset to being, I guess, open to receiving that? Because I think, personal training or fitness industry, and everything you said, I agree with. It's like, I think physical and physical body health is like grassroots level, right? Like it's step one. And kind of you and I both got into the industry from that context.
Yeah.
But obviously, shifting your mindset to feel, worthy was another word that you used to receive that. Like what was the catalyst for that? And how did you kind of start to get that shift financially?
I think it was more so along the lines of I really delved into my own beliefs around money and also like, what I felt was blocking me. And it was
Yeah.
kind of like I had a problem with receiving, I think, because I didn't know how to receive help. That was a massive thing for me, was that I've always been like this strong, independent woman from a young age because of what I grew up in. So my father was a gambler. So for me, I grew up in an environment where money was kind of always scarce and limited. So my identity around money was very much like, it's not going to be there anyway. So you may as well just like not receive it, because that way you don't have to lose it and go through the pain of suffering.